This is EbonyMan 2K. So my baby girl Shakira and I was laying in the bed pillow talking. We were chatting about some popular YouTubers, and she wanted to know my opinion on the YouTuber, The Lead Attorney. Shakira claims she loves looking at me when I speak because she loves my mind and the way that I think. Well, of course, I responded in kind, just to tickle her fancy, and I did it in true comedic EbonyMan 2K form. I said, baby girl, when I see the lead attorney speak, sometimes I want to punch him right in that fake smile, especially when he laughs. But then sometimes he does tell good, funny stories that makes me want to go drink a beer with him. So, listen, I'm on the fence when it comes to how I feel about the lead attorney. Well, recently I've been having concerns about this character, the lead attorney. Some of his actions lately, especially during the Tasha K. Cardi B trial, has made me raise my eyebrows. There has been times that he has flip-flopped on his support for Tasha K, and some of his reasoning has been questionable. For instance, on one of his court reviews, he reveled at how Tasha K was not cooperating during cross-examination as if it was a successful guerrilla warfare tactic. Now, I was taken aback because I could not understand how an attorney who should have love and respect for the law would find these tactics to be redeeming and applauded. Now, there were two other instances where he claimed that Tasha K was eyeing him upon entry into the court, and also how he and Cardi B eyed each other down in a court elevator. Now, Tasha K and Cardi B are both two married women, and for him to tell this story openly in public shows his disregard for marriage and his lack of respect for Offset and Mr. Kibi. Furthermore, I have learned about other instances of disrespect put on the two YouTubers, Sweet Pea Diaries and Nick at Night. In both of these cases, in dealing with these two YouTubers, he came across to them as smug, messy, immature, and acting like an overgrown child. Now, after I did a quick research on him, I found out the lead attorney's real name. I found out the truth about him and who it really is in these Atlanta streets. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, lay back and relax and listen to my findings on the lead attorney, because you are going to be shocked. Let's get it. Now, what you see on screen now is the trademark information for the name the lead attorney. This shows you proof on how serious the lead attorney is in pursuing this name and also keeping up this persona as the lead attorney. Okay. If you look on screen, I'll read the bottom part of it. It shows you the description of this name, the lead attorney, and the trademark information that he's pursuing. It says the lead attorney trademark is used in the following business, and it includes education services, namely providing online videos in the field of family law and current events, personal coaching service in the field of family law matters, providing online non-downloadable videos in the field of family law and current events. That sounds like a word salad. I find that description to be interesting based upon my experiences with his YouTube channel, but I digress. Let's move forward. You know, when I do presentations for clients, I like to have what I would call an executive summary or a one-pager. A one-pager is something that you can pull away from the document and you can tell the whole story. This is that page. This is that page. If you look on the screen right now, there's a picture of the lead attorney. And you know, he likes to call himself the lead attorney. And he says from time to time on a lot of his live videos, he describes his lawyer profession as a high asset divorce attorney. Okay. He has said on a numerous times that in his field, he is a high asset divorce attorney, okay? But here's the thing. I know high asset divorce attorneys, and guess what? They don't call themselves that. When you are someone who has high clientele, it shows. I know no attorney. My sister is an attorney. She deals with high-end clients. She never says she is a high-end client attorney. But why would she need to do that when it already shows that she deals with high-end client attorneys? As a matter of fact, those type of people, they seek you. You don't even have to say it. They already know your reputation. So when the lead attorney also calls himself a high asset divorce attorney, I giggle a little bit because I know that is a term that doesn't even need to be described if you really are one. So anyway, it seems like the lead attorney also likes calling himself a high asset divorce attorney. Well, here's the problem. That's not what he's called in his profession among his peers. The lead attorney's real name is Mr. Jameson Campbell, nicknamed Jamie, middle name Corey. And he is considered by other lawyers as an associate. Now, if you don't know what an associate is an attorney that pretty much is just out of law school and has very little experience. An associate attorney is an attorney that sits in a law office and a partner comes around, taps them on the shoulder, and assigns them projects or cases. When my sister graduated from law school, she was an associate, right? She worked for a law firm, and she would wait for her boss to give her cases to work on. Because she had no pull, she had no relationship. She was not a big dog at the time. But over time, because she was so good at her work, clients sought her. They heard about her working on certain cases. And so clients came to her and said, I would like for you to work on my case. She had grown out of the role of being an associate. She now had approached the role of being a partner, where she could then go to her partner and say, I have a client who wants to bring us a case. Let's work out a deal where you get a split of it and I keep a split. That's how you move away from associate to a partner. And if you're really good and if you're really about it, you could leave and start your own firm and have your own clients. Typically, that's what happens when you're good. So here we are. Jameson Campbell is in his mid-40s. Now, he said he recently retired recently ago, maybe 2 or 3 years. So let's say he was in his early 40s. And you mean to tell me in his early 40s he was still an associate? There's no record of him being a partner. He worked for the Seaman law firm. It did not indicate anywhere on that on their profile that Jameson Campbell was a partner in the firm. The last title he had at that firm was associate. So correct me if I'm wrong, but this shows that the lead attorney, whose real name is Jameson Campbell, was a 40-some-year-old associate. But he speaks as if he was some big dog. He is a high asset divorce attorney. Oh, really? How are you a high asset divorce attorney, but your title is an associate? That don't even go together. And let's look at your bio and let's see what it says. And let's see if it is reflective of someone who has high-end clients. So your title is associate, right? And your practice area is actually family law. And your bio reads as follows. An Atlanta native, Jameson received his Juris Doctorate from the University of Georgia Law School, and he was admitted to the Georgia Bar in 2002. He has practiced in the area of family law throughout his career, advocating aggressively for his clients in divorces, child support, modifications, and child custody matters. He also served as a court-appointed guardian ad litem for a number of years in juvenile courts across the state of Georgia. He has an extensive background in alternative dispute resolution and is a registered mediator in the areas of domestic relations. Jameson is fluent in Spanish, and when he is not advocating on behalf of his clients, he enjoys international travel, tennis, and chess. Okay. So that means you are a regular family law attorney at that time. This description in your bio does not speak of someone who deals with high-end clients. Now, you may have some cases that were high-end clients, but to describe yourself in the past as a high-asset divorce attorney is being disingenuous. Because if you were a high-asset divorce attorney making big-time money, you would not be this excited about YouTube. Because the money you make in YouTube could be come and go. And the rate and the level of the money you make, you would have already been making it as a high-asset divorce attorney. Yeah, that part. Okay, let's keep it moving. Well, all right, y'all, here you go. This is the home of the lead attorney. Yep, the lead attorney, aka high asset divorce lawyer. Okay, listen, this house is 99% siding with about 35 bricks in the front. This is not the house of a lead attorney, of a lead attorney. This is not the house of a high asset divorce attorney either. This is a house of an associate that just graduated from law school. This is similar to the house I bought when I graduated from college. It's like a starter home. Listen. Apparently, the lead attorney graduated from law school in his mid-20s, but he never grew up. The lead attorney is like Peter Pan. He has the mentality of a young guy, and maybe this is the reason why, in some of his lives and some of the stories and jokes that he tells, that he sounds so immature. You're a 40-something-year-old man bragging about getting eyed down by Tasha K and Cardi B in the elevator. That sounds like something a 26-year-old would say. So now the dots are connecting in regards to this so-called lead attorney. It's reflected in his behavior. It is reflected in some of the things that he says. It is reflected on how he talks about women. And it is also reflective in the house that he owns, that the lead attorney is young at mind. The lead attorney is young at mind. The lead attorney is a 40-some-year-old child. And his house shows that. Oh, and by the way, the source for the ownership of this home was provided by a county tax assessor's office. It is a county in Metro Atlanta. And also this picture is provided by Zillow.com. This is EbonyMan 2K. Please put your screen on full view. Please put your screen on full view. Okay, on your screen now is a screenshot of the web page that the lead attorney put up on his website, on his YouTube channel, a couple of days ago. He wanted to showcase or reflect how much money he made at certain levels. And in this particular situation, he wanted to reflect how much money he made when he reached over 100,000 subscribers. The actual number, as you can see on the far right, is 131,325 subscribers. and it is from the period December 1st through the 31st. He wanted to show for that month at that level of subs how well he did in terms of revenue. There are some other numbers on this page. I'm going to go ahead and assume that these numbers are correct and there's nothing fugazi going on. So we're going to go with what he is showing. Now, the biggest thing that he's showing on this web page, and this is coming from his YouTube panel that he has. The panel is like the back door information of your YouTube channel, and it's different variations of showing how well that you're performing on your YouTube channel and certain statistics, data, and whatnot. It's called YouTube Studio. I have this for my channel as well. So I'm familiar with some of the things that he's showing in his video. But I want to point out a few things that I think he may have either the lead attorney is being disingenuous or he's being misinformed. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and clear things up in this video. I'm going to point a couple of things out to you. Okay. All right. So first, you see on the right side of the page, it says your estimated revenue. So the lead attorney wanted to show that at the level of 131,000 subs in the period of December 1st through the 31st, 2021, that in that period he made $51,000, $471.92. Okay. One thing he mentioned that I did not like is that he indicated that the source, the website, socialblade.com was incorrect. Listen, I keep hearing this from different people. I've worked with those numbers at socialblade.com. Socialblade.com is a partner of YouTube. They literally have a linked up database. As numbers update with YouTube, it goes directly to this third party, Social Blade. So the number of views and also the number of subs are accurate. It's almost as if it's YouTube's number. So there is no question about it that Social Blade is accurate in terms of definitely views and subs. Now, so what Social Blade does is take the subs and views, but they also project revenue. Now, a lot of people make argue, oh, well, they project revenue. That can be off. Well, it depends on what you're using it for, okay? As the Sweet Pea Diaries indicated in her videos, that listen, when Social Blade estimates revenue, they are only talking about advertisement dollars only from AdSense. It is only an estimate that gets you in the ballpark, okay? There's no way that Social Blade can be directly accurate on that number because it is an estimate. Now, listen, there is no estimating with views and subs. That number, it is what it is. And Sweet Pea Diaries said that. She said that, listen, views and subs, that we're not going to argue that because that ain't nothing but a number that comes directly from a database. Social Blade updates their views and sub counts in real time. So there's no argument with that. And she said that, okay, when you estimate a revenue, it is a range because they know that every YouTuber is different in terms of how they make their money. So she realizes and said over and over again that the estimated earnings coming from Social Blade is an estimate and it only gets you in the ballpark, okay? So, and I agree with her in that regards. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Sweet Pea Diaries and also the lead attorney. I'm going to do y'all one better. I'm going to do y'all one better. I appreciate the way that you guys got us here before, but I'm going to go ahead and take it to another level. And this is how I'm going to walk you through it. All the listeners out there, listen and also listen very carefully how I'm going to break this down to you, okay? So let's take the lead attorney's number, for example. So he says that his report from YouTube, he makes $51,000, $471.92 during the period of December 1 through 31st, and he made, at that time he had over 130 subs. So this is what he's not pointing out to you. This number right here, this $51,471.92. What he's not telling you is that this is an overall revenue number coming from YouTube that is broken out between ad dollars and super chats. The number that is shown on Social Blade is just ad dollars. So you can't say that super chat is wrong because we're talking about apples and oranges. The estimated number you see on Social Blade is just ad revenue from AdSense. The number that the lead attorney is showing you with the 52,000, that's ad revenue plus super chats. He is not telling you that. And I'm not for sure if the lead attorney is not telling you that on purpose, or maybe he don't even know. Well, if he doesn't know, he's going to learn today. He's going to learn today. You see up at the top right here in this menu, overview, reach, engagement, audience, revenue. All the lead attorney had to do is click on revenue. That's all he had to do, was click on revenue. And if he clicked on revenue and then scrolled down to the bottom of a page, it would have brought him to this page right here. It scrolled down to the bottom, it would have said revenue sources, right? And you can see on my page where I didn't show the numbers, because I didn't want to show my numbers as right, but you can see by the bar that my overall revenue earned for the last 20 days has two parts to it. One part is ad revenue, which is the same number that Social Blade has, but then there's another part, transaction revenue. There's two parts to overall revenue. So that number that he showed is a big number, but it has two parts in it. One is ads, one is transactions. And the trend, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see that transaction revenue is super chats. So he's bragging about a number that has two parts in it, but he's not telling you the two parts. The two parts is ad revenue and super chats. And here's where he's being reckless with this. If that overall number is ads and also super chats, you cannot really endorse or reflect that number for a person starting off. Because a person starting off has to get to a certain level to even be approved to get super chats. And here you are bragging about a number that's heavy on super chat. Listen, I believe your super chats is probably, well, first of all, I'm going to do a detailed analysis of your super chats. I'm going to tell you how much you make on super chats. The lead attorney, I'm going to tell you how much you make on super chats and show you that your overall payment every month is super chat heavy. And a person starting off is not even in a position to get super chats. And furthermore, here's the big thing you need to consider. Getting super chats, you have to have a big time personality to do something on video to get people to send you hundreds of dollars and $50 and $20 and $5. You got to be an entertainer to do that. Mostly every average Jane and average Joe don't even have the skill sets to do that. So you endorsing a number that you know that you got to be a certain type of person to even get. Lead attorney. First of all, you have a fake smile, right? Cheshire cat grin. Then you have the personality of a used car salesman, right? you have a personality of a used car salesman. I would make an argument that you're more of a salesman than an attorney. But I would cover my reasoning for saying that later. But it is clear you are a salesman. So with your salesman personality and the way you talk, kind of have like a fake personality, if you will, you are good at selling. I would give you that. You are good at selling. So yes, you have a big number coming in the month of December last year. But that number is heavy on super chats, not ads. And like I said before, only certain people can do super chats, but everybody can do ads. So you need to let the people know that, listen, my number is big because I know I got the gift of gab. That YouTube number that you're getting right now in December, that wasn't like no regular, that's not regular things that an average Joe and an average Joe and an average Jane can do. If a person starting off, they're not even approved to do super chats. And and even beyond that, they don't even have the skill sets to say. Everybody can't be a used car salesman like you. You can, and you good. I give you your props. You good at that. So, like I said, when you show people that number the other day, I was wondering, like, hold up, bruh. Why didn't you tell them the whole story about that number? That it is super chat heavy. And I need you to retract the statement that Social Blade is not accurate. That is not true. As a matter of fact, I'll prove it to you. I want you to go to socialblade.com, right? Go to your channel at Social Blade. And I want you to scroll down to the bottom where there are graphs. You can see these graphs on screen. These are the graphs I want you to take a look at. And when you go to the graph, go to the very far right and look at the number that they have for December, the same time period that you refer to. Now I want you to look at the number of the gain of monthly views for December that Social Blade said you had. It's 2.9 million. 2.8, 2.9. The same number you said you had in your YouTube studio is the same number that Social Blade is reporting on their site. The same number, bruh. How you missed that? So you talking about Social Blade and accurate? They got the same number you saying. The monthly views gain in December is the same number. Their date's a little bit off because they stop at December 18th and you stop at December 31st. But they damn near the same number. It's 2.8 or 2.9. And then I want you to go to the next graph right up under it. The monthly gain subscribers for that month. Your YouTube studio says 36,000 subs were gained in December. Guess how much Social Blade say? 36,000. 36,000. So the same number you say coming from studios in terms of views and subs, Social Blade reports it on their channel. Same number, bruh. The same number. So you were incomplete in reporting your revenue by not telling them the breakout. Then you were wrong in terms of saying that it was wrong in terms of the numbers. The numbers are exactly the same. Number one, if you take out the super chat amount in your overall total, that amount is going to equal to the revenue amount that Social Blade reports for you. Go down to that, like I said before, go down to, in the revenue tab, scroll down. Once you go to the revenue tab, go down. And I want you to take out the number that they show that you made for Super Chat and take the ad number, right? once you take that ad number, go back to Social Blade and see what they ask. I bet you that number that you got for ad revenue falls pretty much close to the estimate of the number that Social Blade said you make out off of ads. Social Blades report an ad revenue number, not overall. And Sweet Pea Diaries clearly pointed that out to you. And she is correct, just like I'm correct. Social Blade as a source is solid, bruh. It ain't no debate in terms of views and subs, because you can go back and forth between your channel and also Social Blade and see that number is accurate. But they even estimate your views as well as your subs gain. If you scroll down to that graph at the bottom, you're going to see the number on the far right is identical to the number that you report on your channel, on your studio's channel. So listen, lead attorney, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt in saying that you are misinformed. Well, consider yourself informed by EbonyMan 2K. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is EbonyMan 2K again, and on your screen now, you see statistics for the YouTuber, the lead attorney, and it shows his number of new subscribers and video views by date. Okay. If you look at the very bottom of the page, it gives you the daily average, the weekly average, and also the number for the last 30 days. On a daily average, the lead attorney has, he gains approximately 700 new subs a day on a daily average. His video views per day is about 56,000 views per day. And that's currently with 148,000 subs. Now, I want to point out something to you that I haven't mentioned to you before, but this is a rule of thumb that you probably should stick by if you're a YouTuber. If you really want to know your real base of audience, your real customer base or your real audience, that number should be close to your average daily views, right? Because think about it. The people who come to your channel on a daily basis and view your videos, that's really your base. That's really your base. And I'm going to use the lead attorney as an example. So his number of subs is 148,000. His daily views is 56,000. Okay. So that means, which is pretty decent. You know, that means like, what, a third of his sub base comes to him on a daily basis. So even though he may have 148,000 subs, around 60,000 of those people are there on a daily basis. So the real number, if he really wants to know how many people are rocking with him on a daily basis, that number is around 60,000. Okay. Now he may have 148 subs, but look, some subs could have died by now, and you don't know. But we do know that on an average daily basis, you're getting about 60,000 views. So that means about 60,000 people are rocking with you on a daily basis. So this is just a little heads up for those YouTubers out there or people starting out. If you really want to know your customer base or the number of people in your real audience, look at your average daily views. Your average daily views should be equivalent to the number of people that are coming to your channel on a daily basis. And I say this to point out how ridiculous Tasha K's channel is, right? Now she has over 1 million views, but they don't add up. I'm sorry. She has over 1 million subs, or close to 1 million subs now. But her daily views don't come close. Her daily views are hardly any difference than the lead attorneys. I'm not sure which one is the most, but I know Tasha K ain't getting no 1 million views a day to match with her 1 million subs. They're not. And then that's why a lot of people are questioning Tasha K's sub count. because her high sub count doesn't coincide with her views. If she had close to 1 million subs, that means she needs to be close to 1 million views a day. But she ain't nowhere close to it. She's nowhere close. So anyway, let's keep moving forward with the lead attorney's numbers. Again, on a daily basis, he gets close to 700 new subs a day. And on a daily basis, he gets close to around 56,000 views a day. For 30 days, he gets 20,000 new subs and approximately 1.7 views in a month in those 30 days. And his estimated AdSense revenue, not overall revenue, just AdSense, is around $6,700 a month. And that's just advertisement dollars. Okay, let's move forward. You look on the screen now, you should see two charts. We're charting the monthly gain video views for the lead attorney. Now you see in this graph movement, a chart movement, you can see a story, right? Do you see the story? Let's see if you can point it out. Because the lead attorney has been reporting that he's been balling since he started, but that's not necessarily the case. You can see here his numbers have been, since November 2020, his numbers have been flat. His numbers have been flat. He just recently, I would say, yeah, it says right here, like around December of last year, the current state is when he really started balling. He was flat for over a year, and recently around December of last year, when he had an uptick. He had an uptick in views, and there was a little rise in subs, but it's still an uptick. If you see in the very right end of both of these graphs is an uptick in November of last year. I don't know if this is the Tasha K's case or something. He may have done special, or he may have partnered with somebody. But I find it peculiar that the lead attorney speaks as if he's been balling out of control since he started or whatever. But his gain in views and subs, that just happened recently, like November, okay? But if you look at this chart, it tells the story. It tells the story. It shows you how, as far as views are concerned, it's been flat. Subs have been a little bit up and down, but for the most part, the latter part of December is when everything started jumping up for the attorney. I don't know if he's ever mentioned that to you before, but you need to call him out on that, man. He just started balling. You can see on the chart here that his uptick is huge starting in December of last year, when the months before that was par for the course. It was par for the course, especially in terms of monthly views. His monthly views were flat, and then it just recently ticked up. So anyway, this is this chart that shows his numbers. Again, Social Blade is accurate. There's no debate about that. These numbers are solid. These numbers are solid. But the story that's being told in this situation, when you look at lead attorney's real numbers, is that he has remained flat for the most part since he started, and he just had recent success. Recent as of December of last year. Recent. All right, let's move on to the next slide that you should see on screen. Okay. As I mentioned before earlier in the video, the lead attorney has success with super chats, y'all. Super chats. Okay. So the number that he showed you last, around $50-some thousand or whatever for December, he did not tell you that number is super chat heavy. Super chat heavy. So if you starting out, you can't even get his type of money. Because first of all, you got to reach to a level to get approved for monetization. Then you can start getting super chat. Then even if you get approved for monetization, you got to be the certain type of person that has a personality to get super chats. As I mentioned before, the lead attorney is almost like his personality to me personally is like a used car salesman. He has the gift of gab. I can see the lead attorney at some used car place selling people broken down BMWs and getting paid, because I think he has that skill set. I was so intrigued with the way he's able to get super chat that I went to one of his videos in December, right? That live video is called YouTube Threatens Fresh and Fit with Channel Termination in 7 days. It's one of his biggest lives in December. So what I decided to do, I decided to look at that live and count the number of super chats he had. It is a 4.5 hour live. So I decided to do an hour of counting super chats within that live, and then multiply it by 4, I think 3.5 or 4 hours to give me an overall number of how much money he made on that live. It's an estimate, but I think it's a solid ballpark estimate, right? So if you look at the screen right now, you should see a table of the lead attorney's super chat activity for that video. Okay. I did the types of super chats he got. That's 5, 10s, 20, 25s, 50, 100s, and one $500 one, right? I counted it and estimated the number of counts per type. Came up with a dollar amount. Okay. So what I came up with for that one video, he made he generated $4,220 for that video in super chats. Okay, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So I counted 4,220 estimate, $4,220. Of course, you have to give YouTube, you have to pay onto Caesar. You have to give YouTube their percentage, which is 30%. So of that $4,200, YouTube got $1,266, which left the lead attorney with a balance of $2,954, 70% of his overall total. Still good money. Okay. So that $2,954, that's the amount that actually went into the lead attorney's checking account. So let's break this down in not layman's terms, but attorney's terms. If you take that amount for that live and you divide it by the number of work hours, that means the time he was on the live plus any prep time or back or cleaning up time or whatever, I estimated it to be 6 hours for the overall job, right? So you take that 2,954 and you divide it by the overall work associated with that live, which I estimate to be 6.5. That's $454 per hour. 454. Now I know for a fact my attorney is anywhere between $200 and $300 an hour. My attorney is a certified public accountant, and he's good. He's high end. He works in business dealings. He's at the top of the top, and he don't make no $454 an hour. My attorney makes about $275 an hour. So I want to give you context perspective. There is a reason why the lead attorney ain't no attorney no more. For what? He makes more money putting on that same blue blazer and walking around with Bermuda shorts and flip-flops every day than he did being a real attorney. So there's a reason why he retired. Hell, he can make more money just bullshitting around with YouTube all day. As a matter of fact, that's about 2 or 3 times more than what he made as an attorney. Granted, it may not be stable because he mess around and say the wrong thing to somebody. Them super chats may stop. But right now, they ain't stopping. And there's a rhyme or reason to why he's doing YouTube. Hell, he making way more money on YouTube than he did as an attorney. Now, granted, I took a high volume video in December as my example, but listen, these numbers are pretty solid. And y'all see them super chats keep flying up in his lives. Add them up and see what happens. I did. I added up them super chats, counted them, put a number to them, added up the dollar amount. And if you look at it as a job in which, well, how much did he make over the period of time he was working on that live? $454 an hour. Okay. All right. So that number and these calculations give you a perspective of how the lead attorney is performing in YouTube. And I do this to show you that this notion that Tasha K is making millions, and because she got so many subs, and or because she been doing YouTube for so long, somehow you're supposed to throw that up in the air and it's gonna turn into millions. No, it ain't gonna turn no millions of dollars just because she got name recognition, or just because she got 1 million subs, or just because she getting publicity. What? Okay, those are intangibles. And you speak in innuendo. Everybody, all these winos talking about these millions that Tasha K make, but they're talking in terms of what should be happening, or what might be happening, or their feelings. Hell, I got indigestion. That's my feelings. We talking feelings now? Listen, I'm an engineer and I come from the world of numbers. What do the numbers say? I'm showing you actual numbers for the lead attorney. So when it comes to Tasha K, I want people to show me some numbers on why you. I don't want to hear nothing about how you feel. How you feel? I feel she got the million. I feel she got the million. Oh, really? Maybe you just need to drink some Alka-Seltzer. I'm taking my Alka-Seltzer. Maybe that's the feeling. Because there's nothing tangible that speaks of millions when it comes to Tasha K. It does not. Hell, I can make the argument that the lead attorney is performing better on YouTube than Tasha K. And he has a fraction of her subs. A fractions. But the lead attorney is a better performer in terms of getting cash. I mean, super chats, and probably cash apps too, but definitely super chats. And also the lead attorney has demonstrated that he can maintain and hold a Patreon's account. And I think he was making $6,000 to $7,000 a month on that. Tasha K has terminated her Patreon account. And this is before the trial. And when I checked that Patreon account of Tasha K, her last posting was August of last year. August of last year. So she wasn't doing nothing with the Patreon account before the damn trial. So anyway, these are the numbers for the lead attorney. I'm not for sure if he's ever seen his breakout before, or if anybody has ever done this. But I think this is a good representation of how much money he's making on super chats. It shows, this summary shows you the type of donations and the number of those types to give you an overall total of how much he makes in a live, and then how much he makes per hour for that live. And you can compare this number of 454 with other professions. And I can tell you right now, this 454 is above and beyond expert attorneys. High-end attorneys make $300 an hour. The lead attorneys making 454 bullshitting around on YouTube. That's why he got that fake smile. Shit, in his mind, he winning. And I don't blame him.